Hello buddies, welcome to another video. It is Miss March. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is our last video of the year, I think. I might record some things before the end of the year, but probably for January. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are doing the third installment. I think it's the third. It's the third installment in a series called Is It Worth It? And it's when I looked at the FabFitFun box that I got a few weeks ago, and I just go over whether I've used the products or not and what I think. I started doing this just for fun or to create videos, but I've had some really good comments about people liking the series. And one really good comment that I had to do with the fact that many times this products are available through the edit sales or add-on markets, and that it would help people know whether they should spend money on them. And I thought, oh my god, that is some great feedback. So I'm keeping that in mind today as I'm doing my reviews and telling you about whether I've used the product or not. I feel like this is gonna fall on me at any time. There we go. Woo. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. So yeah, so that without further ado, let's get started. So I got my box sometime in November. I should have checked that. And like I had mentioned before, I wasn't super excited about this box. There wasn't a lot that I wanted. Yeah, I wasn't like super excited about the products, and especially a few categories. So I feel like that remains, but we're gonna go category by category, and then I'll let you know my feelings. So with category one, I chose the Herschel tote, which at the time I wasn't so sure because the color. I was really happy when I got it because the shade of pink wasn't exactly what it looked like in the website, and I like this shade of pink a lot better than what was being offered or what was being shown on the website. It is ginormous. But it is like, it's really nice quality. I've used it, I haven't used it a ton, I've used it a few times. And what I really like about it is like, if you're going like overnight somewhere, like you might just be able to take this and not need to take anything else. I was able to fit in here, like I have a big like Canon camera. So the camera plus like all my like hats and gloves and scarves and everything that was taking, I was, you know, when I was going away for the weekend. So I do really like it. It's a really nice size. As I said, it's gigantic. I haven't found it that useful for me for like my day-to-day. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one is I don't find that the color really goes with my like winter coats. So that's or with the aesthetic I take to work, if that makes sense. So it hasn't been that useful for that. It's also really big, and unless like I put my laptop in and it still was like, it felt really big. So for me personally, for the amount of things I take, this is not necessarily something I want to use every day, but I do find it really practical for travel, or if you need to bring extra gear or extra things with you. Like this is a really nice size, and I said it's good quality. It's supposed to be waterproof, which I haven't tested, but I find that really nice living in a place where it snows. That is actually really useful to have, because you know that like the stuff inside will not get wet. It's not super complex inside. It has like a cell phone pocket and one that's right next to it that's a little bit bigger, and that's all. My only sort of like criticism or suggestion would be to have like one zippered pocket. I think that would help, but other than that, it hasn't been bad, and I think that I will get a lot of use out of it. So we're gonna give that one a point. I put everything in here so it would be easier to like pull it out. So for the second category, I chose the bonnet set. Actually the other one is in my bedroom. And with this one was a bit of a disappointment, but not because of the product. So I find that the product is really like visually stunning. It's super soft. It's really well constructed. It's good quality. I really like, one of the things that I had noticed is that it has this like tie over here, so that like you can really adjust it to like your head shape and your head circumference. So I found that to be really nice. The reason this hasn't worked for me is because I'm a terrible sleeper. which means that anything, like I already don't sleep very well. So anything that like kind of like encumbers me a little bit makes it a little bit more difficult to sleep. So I just haven't found it comfortable to sleep in, but that's a me problem. The two main things that I've had is my ears felt hot. Like I take all my jewelry off when I go to bed, like earrings. Back when I used to wear rings, I would take my rings off. So I take everything off when I go to bed because I can't, like, I need to breathe free. So having this on my head, like I could constantly feel it. But again, that's really me. The other thing is because of how my hair is and because I don't have that much hair or that much volume, a lot of this like laid on like my neck. And on top of not sleeping well, I have a lot of neck issues. So it just made it uncomfortable to sleep. I'm still gonna give it a few more tries because I really, really want to, you know, make sure I do my best and give it like a good try. And because I do find that it's useful, I was able to sleep with it a few times and I did kind of see a difference. So it helped me keep my style. It's just that for me, it's a little bit harder to sleep with it. So color number 2 didn't necessarily work for me, but it's not because it's a bad product. So if you're thinking about trying it, I would say yes, and you find it a good price that it's available, then yes, for sure, go ahead and do it because you might find it really useful. For me, it just didn't work. Okay. I'm gonna put things somewhere here. Number 3, I had chosen the little beanie from Michael Kors. It's a beanie. It's a beanie. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's fine. It's a little bit thin, but it's fine for what it needs to do. Would I wear this on the coldest days here in Canada? Probably not. But like for, you know, not so cold days. Also, when I talk about a really, really cold day here in Canada, it's like, I don't know, over -20 Celsius, which I don't even know how much it is in Fahrenheit, but like, it's cold. It's really cold. So yeah, definitely like not for that, but it's a cool beanie. Would I say go ahead and buy this? You can find similar things. The only thing that makes this like worth more is the Michael Kors little thing, but other than that, it's a great beanie. But I do find it useful, and you know, it goes with a lot of my clothing, with all my coats, so it's neutral enough that you can get away with it. So I have this one, and then I have a similar style beanie in white and black, and then I have some other crazier things. I found a gold turban the other day in my drawer. I don't remember buying it. I don't know why, but I have a gold turban, so you know, that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna give it a point just because I do use it. It's just, it's not earth-shattering, but it is a good beanie, good serviceable beanie. So I think we're like, I'm gonna give 2.5 because like this one, it wasn't the product's fault, and I still think actually I'm gonna give it a point. It wasn't for me, but it's a good product. It's just not for me. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 was this. Yes, it's the oh, this just got very oily when it wasn't. That's weird. This is the Slim Deep toning oil, which I chose because I didn't like anything in that category. I think that, you know, most people have gone with the Briogeo things. It wouldn't work for me. Do I like this? It's a good question. I actually went ahead and tried it because a lot of times I don't get to try things by the time I do these videos because there's 2 things I haven't tried. But this one I did try because I wanted to smell it. So I opened it. And one of the things I have to say is it smells really mild. I mean, like, it's not mild, but it doesn't give me a headache. So it smells kind of citrusy, I would say. But there's like, for me, like tones of lavender. That's what really kills me. There's no lavender in this. It absorbs really quickly too, so that was really nice. I tried it on my stomach, and then I tried it on my legs, and I tried it on my derriere. And on my derriere, I have to say, there was a sensation. I couldn't tell you that it was burning, but something felt different. It's supposed to be a toning oil. I don't believe any of these things. And even if it had a toning effect, it will only be temporary. It's like, you know, like cellulite creams that have caffeine. It's a temporary effect because things contract and then like they just release. The only way to tone muscle is to exercise, unfortunately. On top of that, like, as you know, you cannot sort of like spot reduce. So even if you were to do like a million like sit-ups, you're not gonna reduce just that part, just that it doesn't work like that. So the idea of this being a slimming oil or a toning oil, nah. But it's a nice oil, I have to say, and it's probably hydrating because it has a bunch of oils. Let's see what it says. Has grapeseed oil, kernel oil, apricot oil, jojoba oil. It's a lot of oils in there. It has oat. It says it has an oat oil. I didn't know that was possible. So it's a nice combination of oils. It's really tiny, and it was so expensive. Like on the website, I think it's like they're saying like it's like $37 for this. Do not spend $37 on this. You can just buy grapeseed oil and just add a few other oils, and you're good. Like do not spend $37 on this. So is this worth it? Like no. I would say don't even get it like as an add-on or an added sale. Like there's nothing special about this product, and yeah, but it's okay, it's decent. I'm gonna use it, you know. I'm sure like it's hydrating, but it's not toning anything. Like, you know, it's not toning anything. Okay, so that was number 4. For number 5, I chose something I knew I wasn't going to use right away. Oops. Which was the Grown Alchemist body cream. Again, it was a category where I just couldn't find a lot. This one was not so much on the category itself. It was just me. Like I'm just difficult. So I chose a cream. The reason I haven't used it is because I have other creams there. I'm sure it will be fine. Grown Alchemist has nice products. One day, if we ever get to travel again, which is not looking likely right now, that's gonna be something that I would take like for travel because it's like a bit of like an easier packaging. I like that it's a tube as opposed to a bottle. So I'm sure that it will be good. It just, you know, I just haven't had a chance to use it because I have other products that and I say it like this because my bedroom is that way. I have other products that, you know, serve some purpose that are open. So I'm trying to use those before I start a new one. But I'm gonna give it a point because it's something that's useful to have, and it's also will be something that had I needed, I could have just like re-gifted really nicely and quickly. So look at that. So I'll give it a point. I think the only thing that doesn't get a point so far is the Slim Dip oil, because I didn't find anything special about it, and I don't think, yeah. And then we move on to category number 6, for which I chose, oh, the things fell, there we go. I chose the set of the Many Moments, let's go there, the Many Moments from, I don't know how to pronounce it, is this Voish, anyway, this one, and I chose the hot chocolate bomb mold, which I'll address in a minute. We're coming back to the Many. I haven't tried it just yet because I always forget about it, and then I've been using, you know, my glue on nails, and by the time I remember, but you know, I'm off today until the end of the holidays, so I'm gonna spend some time doing that. I'm actually hoping to dye my hair tomorrow to like re-balayage it a little bit. I might record it, I'm not sure. I feel like I always start and then like it takes so long to do it, then I forgot, because I do what's it called? I do highlighting cap. So anyway, but I have things from this brand before. Do I think it's the best brand ever? No, but I do find them fun to do. Like I have the pedikits, and whether they do something to my feet or not, I find them, I've spoken about this before, I find them a good ritual to do. I haven't tried this one, but I know with foot ones, like so the pedicure ones, it kind of just forces me to sit down and be doing that for like X amount of time. So I have to soak my feet, and then I think this one has a soak. Let's take a look at it. And then I have to you put the butter and have to wait. So it kind of makes me stay in one room and in one place and just slow down. And sometimes I'll put a podcast or some music or a book. So it really helps me it gives me a reason to stay put in one place and not be all over the place. So this one has a sugar scrub, a cream mask, and a butter. So I'm guessing for the mask, you need to stay put for a while. So 3 to 5 minutes, which is not a lot, but it can be good, just a little podcast or something like that. And it comes in, does it say which smells it has? I don't see. Ooh, but it comes, there's a pink one and a green one. So, okay, this is a green tea detox. That's what they call it. And this one is a vitamin recharge. Anyway, I'm sure that I'm going to find it fun and I'm going to like it. And I purchased a lot of these ones, but I purchased I've purchased the pedicure ones, and I've repurchased them and I've given them as gifts because I like what they make me do, and it's a little bit of self-care that I can do for myself. So I do recommend them if you see them. I've seen this before. I haven't bought them because I used to have acrylic nails before the pandemic, and I usually have the glued on nails. So I just don't necessarily have a time to do it. But I recommend it, so give them a point. And now we come to this. What do we say about this? So I actually tried it, and I made hot chocolate bombs for 2 friends. And I made a white chocolate one, and I made a dark chocolate one. And I think they like them. They told me they like them. But there's a few things to know about this. Number one is I very much doubt that people who make them for sale use a mold like this, because I'll explain. The biggest issue that I had with this was that you put the chocolate and then you spread it, you put it in the freezer, but what happens is gravity always gets in the way. So the areas closer to the rim get really thin. So it's really hard to put them together once you do that. Once you try to do that, because it's just not thick enough to kind of hold everything in. So I tried a few things. Also I tried when I did the second batch, I said, okay, I'm just gonna go and make sure that I put a lot around the rim just to make sure that it's thicker. But what happens is, again, gravity just plays a role, and it just goes down because it takes a while for it to freeze. I'm sure that what happens in places that make them for sale or factories or things like that is that it's a mold that if this would be this, right? There's another one that goes on top, and it just holds things in place. Much like there's a few pie pans that do that, or there's a way to do that with pies. So I think that's the problem. So what ended up happening is when I went thicker, it would still thin here, on the edges, but it was really thick at the bottom, and that compromised my ability to put as much hot chocolate as I wanted to put. So for one of them, the brand that I used, #Tim Hortons, set to use 3 tablespoons, and I just wasn't able to fit 3 tablespoons. I had to do 2, and then just put a few marshmallows in there. The other I used a ruby hot chocolate, and that was fine. I was able, because it only required 2. But because it was so thick and it had so much dark chocolate, I don't think the people who drank it realized it, because it just had a lot of pure dark chocolate in there that made up for the lack of hot chocolate powder. And then to kind of solve the issue of this still being thin, even though I had put more, is I just once I put them together, I kept the hot, the remaining chocolate in a double boiler, so I could keep it loose, and then I just pretty much just went over the rim with more chocolate, and that kind of worked. But one more thing is be ready for your entire kitchen to be covered in chocolate. I was being really mindful on washing my hands all the time because I was touching them and like COVID and all that. But like even that wasn't enough for all the times I had to wash my hands because of the chocolate situation in my kitchen. So yeah, it was fun. It might be a fun activity to do with kids, but like it required like some engineering, some just figuring out. My first batch, one came out okay, the other one just like almost like died on my freezer because once I closed them, I put them back in the freezer because I had added that rim. It also like with the heat of your body, things just like, just like holding them, like you kind of feel the chocolate start to melt again. So is it, for example, you're not going to save any money. I'm pretty sure they spent more money that I would have spent just buying the hot chocolate bombs. So it's not to save money, and it's not going to look as pretty, but it is coming from the heart. And it was fun. I'm going to try to I took a picture of one of I think I took a picture of the white hot chocolate ones. So I'm gonna try to put the picture here just so you can take a look at what they look like. They needed some help. But yeah, I think also as a cautionary tale, working on with chocolate and melting chocolate for like baking and things like that is still, it's complicated enough, but working with chocolate to create other chocolate things is, and I apologize for cursing, a bitch. Which means that yeah, it's kind of hard to work with, and tempering chocolate and that. So if you're not like a master chocolatier, then that might be problematic. I think I did okay, and like I tried, like I melted both in the microwave and double boiler, and I got similar results. But I don't know if it's like something that everyone will want to undertake. And doing cupcakes might be a lot easier if you want to give someone edible food, or making cookies might just be a lot easier. So that's my thought on that. So I'm not gonna give it a point because I just don't think it's a good product, and I don't think you can get like excellent results with it. So that means that I think like out of 7 we probably have a 5 out of 7, but it's an underwhelming 5 out of 7, because some things were just okay. Like I'm giving them a point because they were functional and they did what they're supposed to do, but they were not like the most exciting thing. I'm really curious to see what I'm going to get in the spring. For me, like spring is my last box of my like annual contract. So that will probably help me make a decision on whether I want to keep it or not. So I'll probably be back with my buyer beware video in the winter, or maybe like late January when it comes out, and we'll see how it's shaping up. But yeah, this has been all for me today. Leave in the comments your thoughts on the products and whether you've tried them, or what your experiences have been with your own boxes. And that's that for the box. One more thing I wanted to say is this is my last video of the year. I started my channel at the beginning of 2021. And I started the channel because I had 2 friends for whom I was doing videos and unboxings and things like that. But I thought, I might as well. And I just want to thank you all for watching my videos. It's been a really well experience. I only have 255 subscribers, which is not a ton, but I appreciate all of them. I appreciate every view that I get, to be able to reach people. Some of your comments have been so wonderful and lovely to read. And I don't know, it's really exciting to know that I'm reaching out to people that I might never get to meet in real life. And that hopefully some of you are getting some benefit of the content that I share, or at least are enjoying it. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day, and for listening to me and my crazy opinions and like my, yeah, just just spending some time with me. That is really wonderful. I hope you all have a wonderful end of the year, that if you, so whatever you celebrate, that you have a great time doing it. Please stay safe. Please be careful, and I will see you again in 2022. Bye.